what were your thoughts on the preseason game without Embiid, Harden, and Tucker in house? And the great point was we won this game by 19, and we were up 20 at one point when the starters of the Nets were going against our guys. What I think only Tobias and Maxey are the only ones from our starting five that were actually in the starting five. So they had a 20-point lead with those guys in the court together, and Maxey had 20 points. So what was your thoughts on this victory over the Nets?
Well, I thought the enthusiasm was excellent. Guys seemed excited to be playing. Maxey went on the roll early in that first quarter, hit those shots right away. So I think that kind of was a carryover to other guys, and they just had a rhythm. They were making shots, making plays. I think it would have been game playing differently defensively if it was a regular season game. But I was excited with the approach and different guys playing and the way they approached the game and played and competed, and for the most part played to win. So I was excited about that.
Tej, what were your takeaways?
Man, jam-packed. The first preseason game, it's like what they're applying everything they're practicing in camp, right? And they just look so in tune for this, which is awesome. That's why I think we're going to click early and win a lot of games. 50.5, go over. Love the energy of the second unit, which is actually comprised mostly of our third unit, which is interesting. So the first unit actually was our second unit, so they played great too, obviously. So if you're a struggling player in the second unit, man, you have a player behind you who can play. So the competition throughout the season to get minutes is going to be crazy. Maxey was the best player on the floor with like two other top 10, 15 players in the NBA, which is awesome. Loved Harrell, and I've showed a lot of hate for Harrell over the years when he played for other teams. I'm gonna love him in the season. I know it, man. There's certain guys who are like, oh gosh, I'm so happy he's here. For all of his fault, I'm not saying he's perfect, but over the past few years, I've seen, especially our second unit, go on crazy offensive droughts. He's a guy who's gonna be in there and he can get buckets. He creates a lot of contact, and his free throw looked good. If he can shoot 75, he shot, I think, 72 or 73% with the Washington. If he can get to 75 to 80 and create that much contact on the bench, man, I know he fouled out in like 12 minutes, but with Joel, you're not even going to need to play much more than 12 minutes a game anyway, 12 to 18 anyway. So, yeah, play aggressive, foul. You're only going to be out there for a little bit limited time.
Fouling early in preseason, you see some guys that have that issue like that. That doesn't surprise me.
But, I mean, yeah, you know what? I would be concerned if he was a starter and he's fouling out. Okay, whoa, calm down. But he's only going to play 12 to 15. He knows how much he's going to play, so he knows what he can do in that time. But I love it. As a backup five, him and Paul Reed played great. Yeah. Having those two guys as your backup minutes, man, Paul Reed was guarding Durant, and he wasn't shutting him down, but he was annoying him because he got pretty quick lateral feet. He's long and he's tall.
And he puts some meat on this summer too.
Yeah, he did. Love the rebounding effort off the glass. Everyone was boxed down every time. You could tell that was a huge point of emphasis after Miami dominated us on the boards. I'm a huge Royce O'Neal fan. I wish we nabbed him. That was one of my other observations. Man, as he was playing, I was like, damn it, he should be on our team. I wanted him all offseason too. Matisse and some of the fanatics out there who rewatched the game 3 times already, you can let me know in the comments. It looked like Matisse, there's a lot of pub about him altering his shot and tucking that elbow and getting a little more of a flick. When he shoots, it looked like when he was open on those shots, on his open threes, it looked like he reverted back a little bit to that more like little chicken wing hanging out on those shots. Again, please, viewers who watch the game again and again, let me know, but it looked like he reverted back a little bit when he was wide open. Maybe too much time to think about it. Any thoughts on that, Eric? Maybe like when you're trying to alter your shot a little bit, is it like tough to kind of like get that consistent change down? Hey, you want a Matisse? Here it is. A little segment here. But no, it's interesting.
I think if he put in the time. He put in the time. You have your routine. And the repetitions and the confidence. The routine, repetition, confidence. He's going to have to do it. As far as you can have it there when you're in practice, but converting it a lot of times. Not to say that he did go off. I don't really know because I didn't really compare the shots, but it's very possible to convert to sort of your old thing by habit once you get into games. And that's something, if that's the case, you look at it on film and you try to correct it and try to make, when you take your shots, try to make it as game realistic as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have sort of that, going back to your body's kind of going back to the way things were. So I don't know if it happened, but if it did happen, it's very possible that does happen. But so let's see. What are you saying?
When you're working on a shot change, a mechanic change like that,
Mm-hmm.
would it be more? Would you revert back to the old way of doing it more when you're being heavily guarded and you have less time to think about it, or when you're wide open when you have way too much time to think about it?
I think it's really just built into your, where you are. I just think if you've built into truly changing it, you'll stick with that change. You look at a guy like Lonzo Ball, who shot a certain way, and he came back after one offseason, he's shooting it totally different.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just put in that work and that routine, that repetition, confidence is there, you're going to stick with it no matter what. I think when guys make changes or revert back to something is whenever they kind of get to the point where like this isn't working. And I don't think that's the case for him.
Yeah. And then last thoughts on the game. Melton's all over the place. Love his tenacity, energy. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. That second unit's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And then a negative, we let them tap the ball away from us on breaks way too much. It was the first preseason game, but that led to, we would have killed them by way worse in the first half if they didn't tap like 5 balls out of our possession coming down on fast breaks. So that's just something that, just.
Some of that I think can be kind of controlled with spacing on your break. If you're getting out wide, if you don't have the ball, you're getting out wide, you space the court. Most of the times guys won't run near the ball if they're guarding the guy that's spaced out because they're giving up clean looks or clean threes. And then you having your best ball handlers have the ball more often. So you can kind of clean up some of that stuff. That's usually not happening that much, especially as much as it did in the game.
Yeah, it happened a lot, but that's what preseason's for. It's working on that kind of stuff and getting that little kinks out of the way. But overall it looked great, and Brooklyn was trying, man. Those Simmons, Durant and Irving played a lot with like 19 minutes each in that game. So they played a lot in the first half, and Irving was trying. He dove for 5 balls. So I'm not to say that meant that wasn't game 7 for them, but they were certainly trying more than a first preseason game.
Yeah, the limited amount of preseason games now is different. We play 8. Like they don't play that many now. The season turns around so quick. So some of those guys, once they know that they have those limited minutes, they want to kind of let me play the way I'm going to play in 2 weeks because my minutes are limited. So you some guys just can't. I'm gonna go through the motions now in 2 weeks. There we go. I'm turning back on. Some guys want to get into it right away, knowing they're about to come out. So you get into that rhythm of how you're going to play during the season, and then you're out.
They definitely did. Yeah. I also think it was just a comment on the rest day, rest for Embiid and Harden. That's like after Christmas break, coming back and taking the first day of school off. Like, oh yeah, I need one more day.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's funny.
I guess they have their reasons, but
no, it's fine. If they feel like it's saving them or whatever, it's not necessary. But that's cool with me. But I just thought it was funny. A rest day after the entire offseason. Okay.
Maybe they want them to get their first taste
at the
home opener on
it's
Wednesday.
coming. The 18th will be here before you know it. So
Yeah, you can't hide from that. It's coming. Yeah,
nobody's complaining. Use them rest days. I'd rather you use them rest days now.
Yeah.
That's the way they were shaking hands at the end. Nash and Doc like said three more to each other, like 3 more games, 3 more preseason games.
Yep.
But yeah, another takeaway from me when I noticed Isaiah Joe. I think he went 3 for 6 from downtown last night. I mean, continuing that stroke that he had during the summer league. So, and that's one guy that we said we were going to be looking at going into.
That's the one thing I said before we go. That I said who's going to break out of that pack. So we'll see.
Get that last roster spot. It's gonna be a good race.
This is the last guy that can sneak some minutes too.
Yep.
So I think that's the part.
You can shoot like that, man. You'll find your way onto the roster.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. If you keep stroking like that, woo.